Amazing audience, we are live with Jenny Silber. We're recording from Multimedia Network Studios in New York. New York, New York. You should check out a great show about the podcast industry, The Word from Mouth, at iTunes, at mouthpodcast.com, or wherever you can get your best podcasts. How are you doing?
Awesome.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
How are you doing?
I'm excellent. Great pleasure to connect with you. Please do tell me which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time.
Well, I'm the community manager for the space that we're presently in.
Right.
Mouth Media is one of our members, so they rent this studio from Voyager HQ.
Ooh, Voyager.
Yeah.
Tell us more, please.
So what Voyager HQ does is we're a community for startups in the travel, tourism, and hospitality industry. Essentially, it functions as kind of like an incubator. That's the easiest way of putting it.
Yeah.
But there's no timeline, and our team of 3 people helps startups to get their business off the ground.
That's good.
Basically.
You said a team of 3 people.
That's right.
Running this entire.
3 full-time
Wow.
team members. We're currently hiring our 4th.
Okay, makes sense. I could see that being needed.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had community, which basically means everything. That's not that's not management and marketing.
Yeah.
Which are our other two people.
So it's amazing. I've seen your social skills, right? But it seems as though I know you didn't see me, but I saw your management skills as well, right?
Yeah.
Who did you learn that from? That ability to combine social with what needs to get done as well.
Yeah, most of that I've picked up on the job here.
Yeah.
So before I worked here, I was working for a large legacy travel company, so my background's in travel. Didn't really know a thing about community until I started working for Voyager, so it was a little bit of a risk, but a lot of that is just, learned from interacting with people all day, kind of balancing the business side of relationships with the personal side.
Makes sense.
It's challenging sometimes.
I would think so. It's cold in here, isn't it? I think it's really cold in here. Yeah, but who did you learn the skill from in your family? Because let's look into adaptation.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're doing, right? You're adapting as you go. Who did you learn that from?
Probably, I guess it must have been my parents, right? Maybe my older sister. She's kind of someone I look up to.
Yeah. And why will you continue to repeat these skills of adaptation? Now that you've seen the value of it crossing over from one job to another, the value of building community? Yeah,
I think that's like one of my main value propositions as a person. So I graduated college with a bachelor's degree in communications, which I didn't plan at all. It was originally journalism. Yeah. Both my parents are journalists, and they talked me out of that major by saying I would never make any money. So instead of, which was a great message. Yeah. So instead of that, I switched to communications, which is funny because it's arguably even less relevant, maybe less money too. Definitely less specific. So people are
but before I do that, where can people find out more about Voyager?
Voyager HQ. Should I look to the camera?
Okay, I heard you.
VoyagerHQ.com.
Okay.
We're on social media as well. Our marketing manager Gerardo, shout out Gerardo, runs our social media to a T. And if you're interested in the travel industry or startups at all, definitely check us out. We're based here in New York City, but we have startup members in 55 countries.
Wow.
So we're all over the place.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Let's switch gears for a moment then, and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful warm blue Caribbean water. Just like traveling, right? Mm-hmm. What is your earliest childhood memory?
When I was 4, it's this. I feel like everyone comes prepared with this, but when I was 4, I have a memory of my birthday, and it was Pocahontas themed. So and I know it was my 4th birthday.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I think I was just like really into Pocahontas. Maybe still am.
What were you doing in that birthday party?
I was it's just I'm in my parents' kitchen just on that day. That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah. Were there other people around?
No, not at that time.
Okay. Why do you think that memory pops up though as the first memory?
Maybe I don't know. I guess it's a happy memory. Yeah.
Can you connect it to who you are today? That memory, if you had to.
I still have a love of themed parties. So there's that.
If I could connect it, right, from what
Yeah.
I've experienced here, right? Would you mind if I do that?
Yes,
You
please.
okay, can I? Well, it was fascinating to see you with the Pocahontas here, first of all, right? If I just had, but it's amazing to see how you are center point,
Yeah.
but naturally not attempting to be center point. And I
Yeah.
think that's necessary in building community. Pocahontas built a community, right? Surrounded it, right? She
Sure.
created the joining of the white folk and the natives,
Wow.
yeah? And to see that you're doing that now in community is pretty fascinating.
The original community manager, you might say.
Boom! That's wonderful.
That's crazy.
All right, if we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
It was probably something by Tom Petty,
Okay.
Yeah.
One song. Tell me the name.
Free Fallin'.
All right.
Yeah, I loved that song.
Yeah. I think that the name of that song, if I would, connects to Bloody Marys any time of the day.
It's all connected.
It definitely connects, right?
Yeah.
All right, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more.
Okay.
Have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
No.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours
More
a day?
than 8.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Jenny Silber, what would you say that is?
On the spot. Hands are nature's plates.
Really? Explain that, please.
That's that's a quote from my best friend, and it's like one of the funniest things I've ever heard. And
Hands are nature's plates.
I really enjoy that because we're kind of on the same wavelength of like adaptability and just kind of this like
Go with the flow type thing, like adapt quickly.
Yeah.
Like, you have your hands.
I guess you could call it a bizarre sense of humor.
Yeah, that's great. Ooh. All right, my friend. Well, hey, before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I don't think so. Thank you, amazing audience.
That was
Thanks
great.
for giving me a few minutes.
Yeah. Jenny Silber, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Woo.
Woo.